I'm not matching up.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hey
Hope all
guys.
is well. You are a little bit on delay because it's pixelating a little bit.
Hmm.
How y'all doing? Welcome, everybody to Maximize Monday. I forgot it was Monday, uh, and so I'm glad something clicked that said we were going live today. But we're so glad that you all have joined us this afternoon. Excuse me. We were off last week for um, Labor Day, of course, but we are back today live. And if you missed yesterday's service, please go back and watch it. We had an amazing time in the Lord and worship, all that. And as we get ready for our Malawi missions project this coming Saturday at 4 o'clock, we're having
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, 5 o'clock,
Uh-huh.
5 o'clock. We're having an event for people who are coming, can register to sponsor a child, as well as on Sunday too. Sunday after service, World Vision will be with us, and you can sign up Sunday after service. Bishop's going to take everybody in the back. You can take your picture there. He's going to take all of the pictures to Malawi next week, and the child will choose sponsor. It's going to be a great time. I really believe that what we make happen for others, God makes happen for us.
Yeah.
Bible talks about how God identifies with all people, and we want to be able to participate in helping those who are in need. For more information, you can click on in the comment section is the website for our mission to Malawi. That is our website for all of our missions projects. Um,
Which is
this,
for transformation. Yep.
yeah, uh, for all of our missions projects, you can go there, get more information about it. $39 a month, something we waste a week at times. Praise the Lord, saints. We believe that God can, He blesses us to be a blessing. As Paul says in the book of Acts, that we labor to support those who do not have. God doesn't bless us so we can just go buy a new car, some new red bottoms, some new this. He blesses us so we can be a blessing to others. And you get the benefit from the provision that God gives you. Not saying that at all.
Hmm.
It's not either or, it's both and. But the Lord has blessed us. And well, it's funny, people pray, Lord, bring peace on earth. He's not going to bring peace on earth. You want to know? Because guess what? It's up to us. Or feed the hungry. Guess how the hungry going to be fed?
Right.
Us. You know, God uses humanity to do the work in the world. So, and it's all throughout scripture how God works through humanity to get things done. So,
Hmm.
consider joining us for this project. If you are distant, uh, you can call Pastor Prescott at the church 107 or go to the website. Some people can't get here to do the picture thing, but we can work it out for those who are distant.
Yeah.
Give her a call to Church
If I
Extension.
can say, what happens when you go to the website, you'll see where you can register for the event on Saturday. You complete that form, and what happens when you hit the submit button is you'll be taken to where you can actually make payment
Mm,
for sponsorship. And then once you do that, you'll see where you can upload an image if you can't be here in person.
uh,
So again, that's an option. You can come with us in person, but if you are, out of area, you can upload your image as well.
okay, good. Okay, so if you're distant, you can do that.
Hmm.
It's going to be great. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting something.
No, there's a lot of stuff happening. Bishop is on the road on the 29th.
Yes, yes.
Um, at what church again, Pastor Nick?
Kingdom
Remember offhand. Okay.
Church in
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
Life
Pastor,
Church.
Pastor Danny Sutton is the pastor there, so we'll be there. Service starts at 5.
Yes.
You
Hmm.
you didn't look too sure,
No, I had to think about it. I'm pretty certain.
but you'll hear more about that
Yeah.
announced soon.
It is listed if you go over to our Facebook and social media. There's a schedule of everything that's happening in September. You'll see it listed there as well. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Whew, I'm sleepy today.
Monday.
Yeah, yeah. Anywho, um, this is the first Monday we're live in September. And last month we were talking a lot about, hold on real quick, y'all. Excuse me. Purpose. That's better. We've been talking about purpose, and we talked about purpose dictating our choices, purpose dictating our relationships, and really learning to live on purpose. Maya, I through talking to people, passing them for a while. Good morning. First of all, hey everybody, Teresa,
Hi,
uh,
Priscilla.
Drusilla, welcome. Glad for your first time watching. Please all y'all do us a favor and share. Sorry, we just got to talk and do us a favor and share if you're watching. Shout us out in the chat. Let us know you're watching and where you're watching from. Um, I'm just more a pastor, more lead, not even senior pastor, just where I am and deal with people. I think the difference between some people who get to a certain place and others who don't are people who live their life intentionally and
Hmm.
live on purpose. And rather than going with the whims of the day and the whims of the moment, they actually strategize, plan, and live on purpose. We've been talking about purpose, living on purpose.
Hmm.
Sometimes we're more like uh was it the sailboat where the wind drives it more?
Yeah.
Whatever boat it was, you know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about. And the wind drives it more rather than you being on a boat and you're doing, sometimes we just go along with the flow rather than getting in God's flow and working with that. We want the success without the participation. But if you want to succeed in life, you have to live intentionally. And that may seem cumbersome, boring. But I remember talking to somebody years ago. Life is not about fulfilling your fancy and your pleasures and it's not all excitement.
Hmm.
Kids, they think all life is just supposed to be exciting. When the reality is, y'all get grown, you wish you was a child again because you realize life is work,
Yeah.
life
You
is
gotta
hard,
get.
life
Uh-huh.
is good, life's bad. But you have to live intentional rather than at the whim. And then watch this: get mad at the result of your life.
Hmm.
Sometimes we just go along with the flow, and then we're mad where the flow takes us. I'll just go wherever life takes me. That's not a good way to live.
It sounds nice, but
Sounds nice,
now I know.
but it's not.
Yeah.
God gives us purpose, and He says, "Hey, I need you to be intentional about this." I'll quote the scripture, and you can jump in on this. I was teaching the teens yesterday about um, uh, Ephesians 2:10, how we are God's workmanship, we're God's poem, we're God's story. We have a hand in the story of our lives. And what do we want to be known as? And Philippians 2 tells us that God gives us the will and the desire to do His good pleasure.
Hmm.
So He gives us the ability and the passion to do His good pleasure, but we have to make a decision to get in there.
Hmm.
It's intentional, you know. It's purposed. Do we schedule our days out? Do we know tomorrow what we're going to do today?
Hmm.
The end of the week. Again, life on purpose.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of more people be more satisfied if they live life on purpose rather than just go along with whatever life brings me. That's what I'll deal with.
Yeah.
Again, play with the cards you dealt with, but there's an intention on our part.
Yeah. I think, like, I'm trying to sit here and think about it because I think oftentimes when people think of purpose, they think of something that just happens or you're born with, and that's great, but it's purpose to do something, not to just sit there and not do anything. So you have to be active, like you said, in fulfilling what your purpose is,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're created to do. We went through all these days of creation. It's our jobs as humans to till and keep the land, right? So that requires for us to be active and involved and, to participate in what it is that your purpose is for, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, I was thinking about what you said earlier. As children, you just don't know how good you got it. And that's why I think I appreciate my parents a lot better now because I understood what chores were for
Mm-hmm.
and allowances was because you have to work to reap,
Mm-hmm.
So, I think being able to apply that same concept, like you said, and planning ahead and charting out, you know, what needs to happen to get to where you want
Mm-hmm.
helps things flow a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. You had an allowance? That's good.
I did. It wasn't much. I was
I
happy for that $1 though.
shoot, we had nothing. I allow you to live in this house. You better clean this.
In the house.
Right. I allow you to have a room. You better
Right.
right. I'm not knocking. I'm just but, but you're right. You go from the childlike thought of life and everybody entitled to things
Mm-hmm.
rather than to realize you're entitled to nothing. We're entitled to nothing. We're not even entitled to stuff when it comes to God. He blesses us out of his good pleasure. But sometimes as children, as adults, we get childlike and feel like this is owed to me. This belongs to me. Rather than recognizing that purpose is discovered, purpose is given. And once it's discovered, the discovery isn't the end result. Some people get the discovery. Ooh, I'm supposed to be this. And then you stop right there. The revelation isn't, that's just the beginning. And as Bishop always teaches, purpose is a journey. And as you're journeying, watch this, you discover abilities along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still discovering stuff I can do now. And I've been saved since I was 10, 11 years old. And I didn't know I could do it, but you start on the journey of purpose. You start to discover more and more what you can do, gifts, abilities, talents, mindsets. So purpose even requires growth.
Yeah. Being willing to grow.
Yeah. If you think now like you thought 20 years ago, something's wrong. I'm the same person. That's a problem. You could be the same person at your core, like nice, good stuff, but we're supposed to evolve, change, grow, develop. But it's a journey. It's a journey of constant discovery of who God is and who you are. Mm-hmm. Abilities, we all had a plan. Like you talk about how you're going to be in medicine and all of a sudden you're complete opposite doing social media pictures. I grew up want to be a football player and, now I'm ministry and, I always was going to be in ministry some way, but all I'm saying is that this purpose is discovery. And as you continue to evolve in your God-given purpose, you start discovering more and more about who you are. Because at the end of the day, if our purpose doesn't glorify God,
it's not purpose.
It ain't purpose.
Yeah.
it's an aspiration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And too, like how, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel like we let our fear hold us back from a lot of things. That if we're not pushed into it, we're not put in a position to discover or to fully embrace what our purpose may be. Mm-hmm. Because we're so locked up by fear, right? Mm-hmm. Some, like, for example, the things that I'm doing now, church and engage and all that sort of stuff, what I'm doing right now, I am the behind the scenes person. Mm-hmm. Okay. But because I was able to push through my fear, I'm able to do this stuff. And I love it. Yeah. I love it.
I think let's look at fear. I'm glad you brought that up. Hey, Marilyn. What's up, Kife? Hey, Claire. Yes. I think we don't consider that our fear is actually an indication of something else better. Mm-hmm. We're oftentimes afraid of it because we've never done it. Mm-hmm. We don't think we can do it. But when the reality is sometimes your fear is an indicator of what you can do. Not all the time, but it is an indicator at times. Yeah. That the thing you need to do, you're often afraid to do. That's why you don't do it. Mm-hmm. And it's part purpose because it's always on your mind. It's on your thoughts. You keep telling you, I got to do this. I got it. That is it's a sign. It's telling you something. And the thing is, if you can get to the root of why you're afraid, learn to overcome that fear. And overcoming fear doesn't mean that fear is gone. Mm-hmm. We always look at either or. It doesn't always mean the fear is gone. It just means you know to do it while you're afraid.
Right.
I'm waiting for this fear to go away so I can do it. You can be waiting for a long time. That's not how this works.
It's not going to happen.
That's not how this works. It moves from you're overly scared to eventually over time, the flame, it's like a fire. When you first start doing, you're like this. You're nervous. You're about to go and do it. Everybody look at you. Calm down. Relax. Relax. And you just, and over time, the more you do it, the more it kind of becomes a contained fire. It's there, but you're more settled.
Yeah, because you're making it way bigger up here than what it actually is. You're coming up with all these storylines and what if this happens or if this happens, and you're making it much more of an issue than giving it a try.
Yeah.
This made my weekend because we had engaged training, and there's someone who's on our team who, like me, very camera shy and is a behind the scenes person, but I'm making everyone just go through the process of like what we do for engaged. So we did training this week, and she tried it, and she's like, oh, I enjoyed that. It was the fear making it seem much bigger than what it is, and also not recognizing and valuing what you bring to the table, I think, too.
Yeah.
Not being secure in that. So, being able to put that toe in and try things out, I think, can really open the door to a lot of bigger things if we allow ourselves to that, and then, discover what our purpose is.
Yeah. Most fear is projection. Ask you what are you afraid of? It's often, like you said, in their thoughts, it's them projecting a reality or a future that hasn't even happened.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm afraid because this is going to happen. Have you ever done it before? No. Well, how do you know it's going to happen? How?
Yeah.
If I go up there and talk in front of people, I'm going to freeze up. But you haven't tried it yet.
But guess what?
But you project it, and eventually you freeze up because you're in your head. That's what you're going to do.
And if it does happen, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You'll survive. Yeah.
There's some people that the fear of public speaking is greater than the fear of death. They're more afraid of talking. Now, everybody's not going to be a public speaker. I'm not sitting here saying that at all. Please hear me out. Some people, they're made for strictly behind the scenes, and they're fine with that. Some people aren't. But it would just amaze me how some people are more afraid of talking in front of people than death itself. But it just shows you again how illogical most of our fears are.
Yeah.
You see a spider in a room, and instead of you just finding something to kill it, you run around the house like a tiger's in your room. Again, you don't have to like spiders. Fix your face. You don't have to like spiders. You don't have to like them, right? But at the same time, why are you afraid of something that you can just grab a can, spray it, and kill it? He's running away while But it is not like it's a tarantula. It could be a daddy long leg. It's harmless. But again, do we overreact to the most illogical things because of our projection? That's why after it's over, it's like, I didn't really need to be that nervous about you. We all done something while we were scared. And as soon as we did it, we're like, wow, I actually did it. And you're like, I didn't need to be that nervous. I was tripping. We've all done it. I was overreacting. Once you do it, you realize, okay, I can do this. The whole what helps overcome fears is experience. The more you do it, the better you get at it, and the less afraid you are. Again, I didn't say it always goes away, but it becomes less because why? The more you do it, the more you realize your ability, what you can do, what you can't do. It becomes a little easier.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I'm still deathly afraid of spiders.
Lord. But when you think about it, it's illogical. It is. When you think about it makes no sense at all. It's like, I get, we all have illogical fears that when you think about it, really, again, don't make no sense. It's all projection in our thoughts. And that projection has us living in a reality that isn't actual reality itself. And we're living in our brains, living in our heads, rather than living in what's really going on. That's why we talked about it, I think it was earlier this year, last year. You have to learn to challenge your fears. There's this thing called exposure therapy. For those that I've heard before. What they do is they put you in a room with the thing you're afraid of.
Yeah.
It's a controlled environment, so it can't hurt you. So say you're afraid of snakes. They put the snake on one side of the room, you're on the other side of the room. Controlled environment. They got people in there, whatever. But the sight of the snake will cause the person to panic, even though the snake is nowhere near them. The premise of the exposure therapy is the more they keep exposing you to the thing you're afraid of until you get used to it being there. Then you learn to, guess what? Stop being so afraid of it. And over time, they start bringing you closer together.
Mm-hmm.
A controlled environment. So eventually, you started all in one side of the room. Now you're closer and you're not panicking as much because why? You've been exposed. Some of us, our issue is just a lack of exposure.
Yeah.
The more you expose yourself, the easier it becomes.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to get out there and do it, though.
That's a key point. That's a key point. Or have people in your corner who will support you through it. That can be important too.
Yeah. Over time, you're right, Kevin. You get desensitized to it. There are some things we need to remain sensitive to, and some things that are just completely logical that we got to just work through. Like it's all in our heads, and I think for some of we spend too much time in our own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got to take some, get out of your thoughts. It's counterproductive. It's all the way over here. It's like, come on, let's get it together, y'all.
Yeah. And the enemy knows that, and I don't put it past him to try to use our thoughts as a weapon against us,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's why why it's so important to speak into your situations and to be positive and whatnot to counteract all of that game that he's trying to play over there.
Mm-hmm.
To push yourself and to try new things and discover what you like and discover what, hey, you still don't like it. It's okay. Yeah. But at least you can say that you tried.
Yeah, it's like that child. We hear this story often. A football player was talking about this, how as a prank, his siblings locked him in a dark room, and now he's afraid of the dark.
Yeah,
so he's sleep with a nightlight on. Now he's grown man, no threat of somebody doing that again, but that experience left such an impression on him.
Yeah.
Can't be in a room by himself anymore. So traumatic for him. Now, again, there's nobody in the house doing that. But again, it goes back to this thing becomes so strong. It now is dictating a big part of my life. And how many times have we allowed a previous event to dictate our future experiences? And we're afraid to try stuff because of something that happened that we couldn't control before. A lot of fear is about control.
Yep.
So we let the thing control us rather than us controlling it. Again, I mean, you never gonna like spiders. Some people never gonna like snakes. I ain't saying you gotta go around one. I'm just simply saying no, it's illogical. And stop tripping. Like, calm down. It ain't that deep. Right? It's
You're talking to someone who almost got in a car accident because there's a spider on the window. It's bad.
Was it outside the window or inside?
No, it was inside, like right there.
All you do is roll the window down.
I got to that point eventually, yeah.
But see, that goes. But that goes to show, usually when we're afraid, we react rather than respond.
Yeah.
We just go right into full panic mode. Almost do a 6-car pile up. Because we just.
Yep.
When you get afraid, sometimes you got to settle yourself. Think. Let's process and think. Process and think.
To get through this. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to do better.
I know. I'm not using you. I'm just simply saying. All right. I gotta get, these kids are almost done lunch. They're back in school now. So they're almost done getting back to the teacher. Hope y'all enjoyed today. This was fun.
This was good.
It's fun. Hope you learned something. Please do us a favor and share this if you can. So somebody can watch it again, take notes, learn from it. And join us again next Monday for another Maximize Monday. Tomorrow night we have Diamonds Women's Ministry at 7:00, right?
Yep.
In person, as well as online. Get here, ladies. It's going to be an awesome time in the Lord. Wednesday Bible study, 12 noon. in person. Evening at 7 o'clock, we are streaming as well as in person on Wednesday night.
Thursday, we have Sound Mind panel at
Okay.
7 p.m. With the crew. So talking about all things spiritual health, mental health, making sure that we're all good. So that's on Thursday at 7 p.m.
Yep. And then, of course, on point on Saturday, we do have Sunday service. But don't forget to join us for our Malawi project. Like I said, this Saturday at 5 o'clock. We're going to be registering people that are going to sponsor a child, as well as Sunday after service.
Mm-hmm.
You want to join in. Again, you put the website in the comments again.
Yep.
If you want to click for more information, click on the link, take you right to the website. You can learn more about this Malawi project where the child chooses the sponsor. It's going to be really, really a good time. So missionsfortransformation.com. Something else was on my brain. It was gone. It was there. Oh, our Abundant Harvest Bible Institute starting up soon.
Yes.
You register for classes. You can go to our website. Hey, Keisha, go to our website. Go to Bethany.com. Click on the HBI, and we will get you registered for class. All right. If all hearts and minds are clear, we appreciate y'all for coming on. God bless you. God keep you. See you later. Bye, y'all.